We are live, Anthony Melcuri. How exciting is this?
What is a guy like you doing in a place like Texas?
What's a guy like you doing somewhere up in
Boston.
England? Boston. All right.
I'm Anthony. Welcome to No Vacancy Live. That's my friend Glenn.
You're watching the #1 show in hospitality.
Hey everybody, welcome to No Vacancy Live. We got Anthony Melcuri. I'm Glenn Hausman. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Anthony, you're up in Boston. I'm in Texas. Man, we've been traveling a lot, so I'd like to apologize to everyone that we haven't had as many live shows as we should, because you and I are busy people these days.
I'm actually in New Hampshire. I'll be in Boston tomorrow. We're doing what we got to do. But how are you? I haven't spoken to you in like 9 days.
No, you haven't. And that's because, as you know, last week I was in Orlando, Florida, helping with for a golf tournament to support Darkness to Hope, and an agency that is about anti-human trafficking and helping those that were victims of human trafficking. So it's very satisfying to get out there, hang out with some people, and enjoy the beautiful Orlando weather before doing Disney for a couple of days, and then coming on to Fort Worth, because all that walking around Disney made me need some brisket. So I'm going to get some of that.
Yeah, but you probably feel much lighter from going to Disney because your wallet has no money in it.
That is absolutely true. Man, I got fleeced so bad by the mouse. But what are you going to do? You can't put $1 on creating those family memories. That's what they told me to say, so I'm legally obligated.
Well, you know what? You created them like 30 years ago, like 10 times by now. So
yeah, that's true.
Next time, go to Rome.
All right, so listen, Anthony. One of the things though is, if I'm not going to Rome, you know how much I love live
Japan,
music, right?
You want to go to Japan?
I do want to go to Japan, and actually, my son may go do his program in Japan next summer, so that'll be a good excuse for us to get over there. But you know, I love live music so much. I'm working with a Creative Exchange, a company that helps book live music into hotels to help create more profitability over there. But now there's this one resort that's going into the Phoenix, Arizona area that is totally going to transform the whole idea.
We should have them on. We should have them on the show. We should have the people on the show.
That is a great idea. Grant Fisher,
hey, what's going
President
on,
CEO by Global Development. It is so great to see you. A $1 billion development. How amazing is that? I'm used to hearing those numbers when a casino's involved, but not when there's not. So let me just get this out of the way. Wow. Congratulations. What is it? How did you get this going?
You know what? It's really a category creator when it comes to luxury hospitality. So Vi Resort is really going to be that fun luxury brand, or a twist of luxury. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is, it's not going to be the white linen service, the white glove service, but it's all of our design intent, the 5-star, all like basically the things that makes you the Forbes 5-star. But it really comes in that fun aspect too. So our definition of fun is live entertainment. So really getting back to your point, Glenn, is live entertainment is going to be prevalent throughout the entire resort. So within Vi is the first ever co-hotel, co-auditorium. And what I mean by that is, literally, we took a hotel, we took about a 10,000 capacity amphitheater and put them together. So guests in their guest room balconies almost have their skybox suites to view concerts.
This is exciting to me, because it's so great of an idea to be able to see what could be your favorite band and have that type of experience.
Yeah, and it's crazy. It's taken this long for somebody to figure it out. If you can just look at the camera when you're talking, that'd be great, which is this way. Also, can we just back up for a second? How does somebody in today's day and age finance a $1 billion resort? Because people look at you, you're a young guy, great resort, but how the hell did you do that?
Well, luckily for me, I'm third generation. So what my grandfather started 72 years ago in a heavy civil construction company, literally shoveling rocks into sandbags in Dickinson, North Dakota. It translated into giving me the opportunity to really think outside the box when it comes to hospitality, and use all of the vertical integration of the construction company that him and my father have created to build efficiently, to basically not take any shortcuts. Most developers and contractors, they'll try to build for as cheap as possible, sell it for as much as possible. But when it's all left hands talking to the right hand on efficiencies, on end goal, on end use, it's really going to create something special for me at the end of the day to go operate this thing.
Yeah, and it's really the only way to do something at that level. You need to, if you're cutting corners in a resort like that, it's not going to work, and we've seen that time and time again. But a resort like this is typically in Vegas. I mean, $1 billion, this live concert. It seems like a Vegas kind of resort. Why Arizona?
Well, again, I moved here when I was 3, so I'm an ASU grad. This is my backyard, and again, Arizona is our Phoenix, 5th largest city in the nation. 5.5 million local people. It's also making historic numbers as far as just the travelers coming in out of state, out of country to visit Arizona. What we're adding is basically a different type of hospitality. Arizona is known for spa, golf, scenic, and again, those guys are awesome operators. I've been to all the best resorts, like really high-end venues that we currently have. What I wanted to do is build almost a mini Vegas within the state, so then the locals here don't have to think about going potentially out of state. And especially if you start showing the renderings, we built almost a 5-acre oasis where the staycationers in the summer trying to get out of the heat can actually just take a 10-minute drive and enjoy our temperature-controlled water on the white sand beaches.
So this is interesting to me because Las Vegas has done an incredible job at shifting a lot of the experience to off the casino floor in order to build a bigger pie. But what that's done in this case, Grant, is it seems it's revealed to you that if people are going there anyway and they're not really going to gambling, they're doing the nightclubs, they're doing the live music, they're doing the day club, beaching, that kind of thing. Well, I love that idea of them not having to then get on a Southwest flight to go do that.
You know, amen. If COVID taught us one thing, it's everyone is willing to pay high dollars, but they want the experiences to be there. We were all crammed up in our homes and everything, kind of just that void of just that memory creation and creating those experiences. Like really, like we suffered for almost 2 years without that. So now everyone's still wanting to break free, experience that. And I think with Vi coming into the luxury hospitality category, I really think that those experiences can be achieved on our property.
And how'd you come up with the name Vi? Great name, by the way.
Thank you. Honestly, we wanted a single syllable, just a bold. Our logo, I think, really shows.
The logo looks great.
Create. It's a famous beach out in Greece, and once we start seeing some of the renderings and or just behind me, we have about 5 acres of temperature-controlled water and white sand beaches that really take on the looks of Mykonos and Tulum. So it's almost that international destination right in the heart of Phoenix.
Well, you've got some great designers and architects behind the project, such as Gensler and Simeone Deary. We've had them on the show in the past. But let's take a little bit look and explore what you guys are doing out there in the Arizona desert. So obviously, this is the lobby. For those of you listening on the audio feed, please check the show notes. I'm going to put a link in so you can take a look at these images as well. Grant, what are we looking at, friend?
Yes, sir. So on property, we have 4 hotel towers. This is looking at the lobby of our amphitheater tower. So that co-hotel, co-amphitheater.
Well, hold on. You know what? I'm going to go back to this picture because I showed it briefly. Why don't you just explain the whole setup and then we'll get into the details. Sorry.
Yeah. So really the basis of why we didn't just stop at that amphitheater hotel concept is we were really wanting a one-stop destination for families of all ages to really come here. You were just talking about your trip in Disneyland, and everyone wants a little bit of something else. But by having a 60-acre, literally piece of farmland, we were able to create this cruise ship on land mentality where all ages can really come and rejoice for about 3 days. So on property will be the largest resort in Arizona, just under 1,100 hotel rooms. That goes between 4 hotel towers, all with their unique design intent, targeted demographic. If you really want to be the party crowd, you'll be staying in the amphitheater tower next to the concert venue. If you want really a lot of space and you really want that 5-star luxury experience, the Vi Villas will be the hotel tower for you. Hotel rooms ranging from 1,100 square feet all the way up to 5,300 square feet for a presidential suite. So that's literally you could play a full-on little mini football game in that in that room. So a lot of cool things, but again, it's the experiences. So how do we kind of get people to stay and stay at the resort more than just the 3-hour concert? So that's when we're basically having 12 restaurant concepts, all different types of genres of food, bringing in some of our own creations, but also partnering with celebrity chefs, groups that have not actually ventured into Arizona, but are prominent in Vegas, New York, Miami. So really exciting, again, for the local community of Arizona to kind of get a first of its kind. A 2-story nightclub will be being installed here, a true boutique style Vegas nightclub. The Konos Island, which we'll kind of go into, but it's the centerpiece of our entire resort. That takes on looks of Mykonos, Greece, or Tulum, Mexico, where it takes you out of the United States and it really transplants you into that destination where you're going to get very paralleled food. The experiences as far as the DJs will be programming on that island will really kind of transport you internationally. And then on the south side of our resort is the first of its kind Mattel Adventure Park. And this is really where it gets exciting because families now have a spot where mom and dad can go enjoy Konos Island, and then the kids can feel safe and go experience Mattel Adventure Park for the very first time. And really, what is Mattel Adventure Park? It's the first chance to really see your childhood favorite toys go into human life form. So board the Hot Wheels roller coaster, board the Hot Wheels go-kart track, go create your own Barbie and go have tea time at the Barbie Dream House. So,
it's too bad the Barbie movie wasn't successful. That would have really.
There you go. There you go. Well, it was so successful that Barbie 2 is hinted to be coming out, and that'll be perfect timing for that release. So potentially get Ken and Barbie themselves out on site to do a really cool unveiling of that.
I ran the Nickelodeon Resort. It was the first of its kind in Orlando, and we brought Nickelodeon to life. That was our job, to do pop-up. I'm sure you're going to have pop-up entertainment. You're going to have an entertainment complex. You're going to have entertainment at the pool and pop-ups at the pool. So we did that. We were the first really to ever do that. And it was, people would have 3-day passes at Disney and then decide to stay at Nickelodeon and cancel their passes at Disney, because you can, kind of like this resort, you can really feel like your family vacation. You can see your kids as you're sitting on a lounge chair. You feel they're safe, and you're not standing in 8-hour lines worrying about what time you have to go to that line and pay $29 extra to get there faster.
9:35 to make sure I got the right boarding group for the Tron ride. But
right.
it was,
so
an exhilarating 65
this
seconds.
Is great. And to have Mattel as a partner, oh my God. I mean, I don't know how you pulled that off. That's amazing.
No, it's awesome. And the operators all came from the Six Flags, Disney, Universal background, so they really understand it. But again, this is almost that micro amusement park where 99% is indoors. You only go outside in the hot temperatures in the summer for your 90-second thrill ride. So
and when you're going at high speeds, that won't really
it feels like a nice breeze. Exactly.
And Grant, we've seen some great successful indoor amusement parks at Mall of America, most notably, and then of course in New Jersey as well at the big complex out at the Meadowlands that they have over there. All right, so let's take a little look at some of these types of properties. This is one of the lobbies.
Yep. So this is the amphitheater tower. So around the resort, we're really going to be doing a lot of special art installations. So working with artists throughout the world to really kind of show off their artwork in a large form and fashion. So this is basically the amphitheater tower. Those 2 grand staircases will take you up into our skybox level, very familiar in normal arenas and everything. So that'll be your food and beverage, your large bars. But that's really where, again, we're morphing the 2 concepts together. If you keep scrolling, you'll see some of our check-in pods and just that look and feel of this hotel. Design intent, very, very high-end, modern-looking, sleek. And it's really going to give that Vegas wow factor when you walk in here. These ceilings are ginormous compared to other Arizona resorts. So it's really going to be something different for the locals in Arizona. And again, it's really kind of changing the narrative of a little bit of what luxury hospitality can be.
When's the opening date for this?
Yeah, so we're going to be doing a phased opening. Phase 1 includes this hotel, the stage, and the Mattel Adventure Park. End of next year, so end of 24, and then we'll be ramping up to probably full opening early to mid 25.
That's awesome. You guys have been working on this thing for a long time. So here's some of the lounge spaces and bars.
100%. And you were just talking about live entertainment. Live entertainment doesn't have to come in the form of the 10,000 person amphitheater.
Right.
We have dueling pianos in the example to the left. So again, it's fun. 8 of our 12 restaurants will have aspects of live entertainment, whether it's a pianist, a vocalist, a DJ. So again, just having that live entertainment, that interaction of musicians and guests dining, it's really just that fun, and it spruces up the entire room when you have that live entertainment placement.
Yeah, and when I was in Nickelodeon, we had this little theater that maybe fit, say, 300 people. And at 7 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, we would have, SpongeBob activities, or we would have sliming, or whatever we would have. Biggest hit by far of our resort. And then, like I said, we would have pop-up entertainment all over the resort. So I'd imagine you guys are going to have all that, and it's going to be unbelievable.
Exactly. And then some of the partners we're working with when it comes to live entertainment are these celebrity A artists that are internationally renowned. But our venue has a 365-day booking calendar. I don't have to share it with a professional sports team. So really, we can get creative with this residency model that Las Vegas currently does, and really have these A artists that do stadium tours still feel comfortable playing a more intimate venue. And because that's also trending with the artists, kind of having that experience with the fans and going back and forth rather than a stadium of 60,000 people where you can't really get those touch points. But then what really creates a difference, and I don't know if you have a rendering of the venue, of the amphitheater,
I'll
to
get
show
there.
the fans, but really it's a plug and play venue. We spent over $40 million on the video boards, on the line array speaker systems, on all this. So I'm a huge 80s rock fan. So my favorite guitarist is Slash. So I just want Slash to bring his top hat and his guitar and then feel comfortable. If you keep going down.
Yeah, I don't know if I have all the pictures loaded. I might have screwed that up.
You may.
Yeah, I probably screwed it up. Sorry.
But anyways, it's really a plug and play venue where these artists don't have to bring their 40 semi trailers. They don't have to bring 200 to 300 roadies to go erect the stage and go tear it down. So they could do a fly in from Los Angeles. Again, Glendale Air Park is literally a mile away. Fly in private onto the resort, onto the main stage in about 5 minutes after touching down in Arizona. So
now we can't. And we can't say what the name is right now, but you partner with a major organization to make sure they were able to get that top name talent. So that's already been taken care of, from what I understand. But Grant, you totally got me on that residency model. I really think that you are onto something, because people are making trips to Las Vegas to go to see these residency shows.
100%. And with that residency model, whether it's and you already see artists being able to sell out stadiums back to back. Metallica did it. Drake just did it. Where again, the artist, what we're trying to create is not only a VIP experience for all of our guests, but for the artists and their entourage as well, where they can actually feel safe having their family come out. They don't see us as a 3-hour gig or a venue. They see us as, hey, this could be a vacation. I may be the star of the weekend. I may go do what I'm known to do and go perform, but then you'll see them in the steakhouse. You'll see them at the nightclub. So it's that cool thing where it's not going to be unheard of to see celebrities on site. And that's really the resort we're creating right now.
I'm thinking back to when I was younger and my twins were young. If I could go watch a cool concert from my balcony while they're asleep in that bed, I mean, that's a really freaking cool thing to do.
Game on. And Glenn, and really quick, the party doesn't stop after the encore. Think of any sporting event we've been to or any concert. You're literally getting the floodlights come on and you got to go figure out Ubers, transportation. What are you doing next? We got the nightclub 150 feet away. We have Konos Island, all of late night dining options, lounges, what you just saw in that with the dueling pianos. There's so many options where, again, it's not just a 3-hour venue. It's almost like the Super Bowl. If you think Super Bowl, like people, they'll fly in throughout the world. They'll go party and they'll go have all these cool pop-up activations. Cherry on top is they get to go see the best sport on world's wide stage type of thing. But that's really our concert venue. But then the party continues after that game too. So
listen, it's happening in Vegas. It's happening in Vegas right now with Formula One, right? There's all kinds of pre and post parties. So what do you do from a design standpoint, an operation standpoint, to keep the sound down away from the hotels and away from the families that want to sleep at 10 o'clock at night. And you have this big island right in the middle of this complex. I know when we were building something out in California for a brand, that was our biggest problems. Like, how do we keep all the sound away from the rooms we don't want to go to?
Yeah, no, great question, Anthony. The biggest thing is technology has gotten so good. And it's one thing for me and the other operation team members to see these engineers really program the sound bleed and the splash back off the glass and everything. So I basically encouraged the sound team and all of basically the acoustical teams and everything to, hey, let's go rent these speakers. We got plenty of cranes on site right now. We're building. So let's go hang up these cranes and actually hear it firsthand. And I was blown away how crisp it sounded where you want to hear it and how dead it sounded where you didn't want to hear it. Technology has gotten to a point, but again, that permanent stage really helps out with that, where it's not tear up and tear down. Artists bringing in their own sound systems that may sound good in one venue, but may not work for another. We have built the perfect concert venue and it's going to stay there type of thing. It's never really moving. So we were able to really get it down to like that minute scale of just clarity or complete just reduction of noise.
Yeah, because that either makes or breaks the whole resort.
Yeah, it sounds grand. Like you're doing a lot of what the model for the good folks over the Sphere did by creating sound that's funneled right to a person utilizing the latest technology that's out there. So I think that's pretty impressive for sure. I like that. The other thing, Anthony, is he could always talk to Tyler Morse, CEO of MCR, who built the TWA Hotel. And they've got the glass there. You cannot hear anything going on at the airport, even though you're right at the airport terminal.
No, there's a lot of different acoustical paneling that we've basically probably spent a little too much money on. But again, it makes or breaks you. Anthony's completely correct on that, because some people may be at the resort and they don't care that Beyonce's on the main stage. They want to go do their own thing and they don't want to be hindered. So he's exactly right. And we definitely have a product that everyone can really enjoy, even when there's a show going on the main stage.
You can't spend too much money on making sure that's perfect, because if it's not perfect, you just wasted $1 billion.
There you go.
Yep. So let's take a little bit at what people can expect from the rooms. This is an absolutely beautiful room. Which tower is this in?
Yeah, this is the Cadence Tower. So it's a boutique style version of the Vive Villas. So similar design intent as the our high-end luxury tower, but just a little bit smaller and quainter rooms. This is also located right next to the amphitheater tower. So it's for those guests that want to be near the party, but not living in the party, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. So I guess if I'm in the room, I still get access to the music. I could just go down to the more public spaces, not watch it from my room. Is that
so?
Correct?
Right now we're doing a lot of strategic ticket bundlings, and we're still coming up with really cool ideas and just innovative things on how to get the hotel guests to the venue, but not saying all hotel guests have to go to this venue. So kind of still keeping it open. So there's a lot of cool, call it front of the line for hotel guests to get onto our ticketing platform, but prior to public, if they already have a pre-registered room type of thing. So it's almost giving that fast pass in your Disney example to those guests, but again, not handcuffing them, saying, hey, no matter what, I don't care if you like this artist or not, you're still buying tickets.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Anthony?
So getting back to kind of an operational sales thing, because that's when you open these things, the first thing is how do you get people to stay? I would imagine Arizona, when you're looking at travelers that stay in really nice resorts, they're skewing a little bit older than typical cities, or like maybe Vegas or New York, or I don't know, I'm not sure, because of golfing and retirement and all that. So are you seeing that? And how do you get the younger, cooler kind of vibe, people that have that excess cash to come to Arizona and not go to Vegas? I mean, yeah, the venue's one way, but like just in general, how do you get how do you get that clientele?
You know what? It's not so much demographic I've learned creating this brand. It's psychographic. Age is just a number, guys. At the end of the day, there is I've toured 87-year-olds and they are ready to pop bottles with us type of thing. So like it is the psychographic. And again, everyone wants to be in the 20s and 30s again type of thing. So we're creating that platform where, again, maybe they're not in the pit of that arena, but to see a concert, but they could be in a place where they can still get those touches and feels where they feel comfortable. But again, it's been exciting. A lot of the groups and corporations that we're booking, we have about 80,000 square feet of convention space.
My next question.
Very, very, very interesting, where these are top sales group, big pharma groups, where instead of going international with their top sales people, it's the +1, bring out your spouse type of thing, and let's celebrate. And that's
incentive business. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
That's fascinating. So Anthony, I think what I see the story here is they're really layering in all the types of customers that they can, not only to be able to sell music 365 days a year, but really maximize profitability for the
and a hotel like that, a resort like that, can't do it without the convention space. Is 80,000 square feet, and talking to your groups, and now that you're kind of in the pipeline, are they saying that you need a little bit more space, or you're saying that's the right space? Are you losing out to some bigger conventions? What's that like?
You know what? It's honestly the perfect amount for the groups we're looking at. These groups aren't the 1,000-person groups that we're really catering towards. I mean, we've gotten inquiries from 30 people all the way up to about 600 people. And that's really kind of our sweet spot with the types of concerts we're throwing on, and just not keeping it still able for the leisure traveler to still get in and everything else. Really, I think it's a perfect platform of our conventional space of 80,000. You just saw the 5-acre beach. We can get really creative. We've already had wedding inquiries of renting out our Konos Island for a wedding. So like we have hundreds of thousands of space outside rooftop venues where you can get married on. So just conventional true ballroom is about 80,000, but we're out of the box thinkers. We could be hosting things on our balloon platform for the right partner or right group to come in. So a lot of interesting things.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, that's here's Cabana.
Yep. So this will be on the island as well. So we have layered cabanas all facing our DJ platform. So this will be working as a traditional like high-end beach amenity where you're renting cabanas. We also have the ability to host about 3,000 people for an actual day life activation. So you partner with a high-end DJ, fly them in, and then it's a true bottle service island where you see in Vegas pool parties. And all that. So it's almost that morphine thing, always thinking outside the box of how many bites of the apple can we get on each venue without oversaturating that venue, still keeping true to yourself. But how can we get creative? And that's really when, again, filling the resort on a 365 basis. How do we get people coming Monday through Thursday? And really, it could be weekday concerts. Arizonans are already used to the weekday concerts because a lot of the artists are going to a larger market for the weekends. So we've just never had an ability to stay at the venue. So we're always used to making the 30-minute commute to go to an amphitheater and then driving back on a Tuesday or Wednesday, where you could get a lot of foot traffic. And then also with the work from home and everything else, maybe it's a potential PTO day the day before or day after that weekday show.
Yeah, today's your lucky day because I know the hottest DJ in America, DJ Glenn from Long Island. He could be your house DJ.
Hey, there you go. We're welcome to all talent.
Yeah, that's worth the $1 billion.
No, not all talent. The talent.
The talent.
Yeah, take it right down.
Listen, Glenn was in the
hit start.
Glenn started his career in hip hop, believe it or not.
There you go.
I was actually, that was not a joke. I was actually behind the scenes. My buddy and I ran a music video editorial company for my buddy that was an editor, and he cut all the top hip hop music videos coming out of New York City in the late 1990s. So that was a whole experience. But that's for a different show. Look at this pool on top of one of the hotels.
So this is the Vive Villas. So this is the Mac Daddy of all the hotel towers. So again, very exclusive negative edge pools that you get views that you would never even think of being in Arizona. You're looking down onto an island. Our stage has the ability to play true 360 degrees. So you could be watching the concert from basically this pool. So it's awesome. Again, how we can turn on the sound, have a true resort takeover for some festivals. Country Thunder, Stagecoach, you have a lot of these DJ takeovers. We have a perfect template for that itself too.
Yeah, Grant, I don't know. I'm sure you know about this, but I'll say it for the viewers. Moon Palace has done a great job at booking a lot of bands that I happen to be into. They do stuff. Every February they have Fish do like a 4-day festival over there, and I haven't been able to make it to Mexico to do that. But as a consumer of live music and a particular band, the whole idea of being able to just come to you, not have to use that passport, and to have that type of multi-day experience that where I'm with my community of people that like the same thing that I like, and we're all together, I think is just such a great idea and has proven legs already to be successful.
No, you nailed it on the head. Music does something very special to people, and it brings them together. And again, with the division of COVID and everything happening around the world, one thing is you could be sitting next to a complete stranger pre-show, and then on that encore, you guys are high-fiving, everyone's hugging each other, and it's an awesome place. I grew up listening to all types of music, and honestly, like my favorite events have always been live concerts. So to build an amphitheater of our own, it really unites people in a way that other things just don't.
Tell me about this beach and the water. Is it chlorinated water? How's all that gonna work?
Yeah, so it's awesome. So one of our first hires was basically a chemist who is in charge of over 40 water parks throughout the U.S. So a lot of his water parks was using a lot of old technology, where we have basically 7 of the largest filtration systems. So it's truly a glorified pool in a way, but we've gotten the different filtration systems where we're not using a lot of the chemicals in traditional older style pools, but it also allows us the recyclability factor. Sustainability is going to be huge for us. So when we took over this property, we really were looking at, hey, how can we still offer this feature for our guests, but then how can we be also sustainable in the back of our minds on water resourcefulness? So again, a lot of the landscape, we're going to be very creative on either real landscape that takes minimal water, or using faux. Basically recycling some of the water from the pools and how we basically irrigate some of that landscape. So again, always thinking, and again, we had a blank template, guys. We literally developed this on a farm field, so we can get really creative in that out of the box thinking. Again, not to go sell to someone, but to really have it as our name. This is a passion project for myself and the family, and really build something that we're all proud of.
Yeah, if it's not authentic to what your focus is and your dream is, and you start faking it, it's never going to be there. I think you just said it's a passion project. Hotels or resorts like this have to be a family legacy passion project, or they just get either underdeveloped, overdeveloped, overfinanced, underfinanced, and they run into all kinds of problems. You guys know what you're able to do, what you're not able to do, what you guys can finance, what you can't finance, and it's in complete control of your company. And we were just talking about a hotel in Vegas. We won't name the hotel, but they're in trouble. Too many people make too many promises, too much finance. It's a disaster. And it's just listening to you. You can hear, like when I asked that question about sound. Not only you answered it, you were detailed. You had the crane, you had the speakers. Everything is thought of.
All right, so I screwed up my screwing up. Here's an actual picture of the amphitheater. Yeah, it was a PowerPoint. I know, pat myself on the back for that one. This looks freaking incredible. I love this.
Sir. So again, you can see your hotel balconies being your skybox suite. You can see on the second floor how it opens up to the large skybox. You can see how the public can still get the traditional pit tickets, the concert seats. But again, this doesn't do its justice as far as the close proximity you are to front of stage. Our worst seat is 200 feet away from the front of stage. You take it to exactly. And it's hard. So for the viewers listening, if you look at an NBA stadium, your average ticket is anywhere from 90 to 150 is average. Those are the high price point tickets. Right. Where a stadium tour in an NFL stadium, you could be 400, 500 feet away from the artist, where you're not even looking at the stage, you're looking at the big jumbotrons. So it's that proximity. Guests have never seen a concert venue like this. And so I think the venue is going to sell on its own as far as just being there, being present at Vi Resort. But then again, it's our partnering agent or our booking agent, and then who we're going to put on that main stage that really have the same view of the type of demographic and psychographic we're trying to attract, and really kind of keep it fresh with country, rap, rock. I mean, it's really going to be a lot of fun, and it's really going to change a lot of the foot traffic coming through the resort with the different artist placement.
So Glenn and I will be your first guest at your first concert when you open.
Hey, rock and roll. And then really quick, if you go back one slide, I just want to say something else, because right before we got on air, we were talking about the city of Glendale. And I do want to give them a shout out. They've been great partners to work with. But what they're trying to do for the state of Arizona is truly make this Arizona entertainment district. So right in the background, you see State Farm Stadium. So that's where the Cardinals play. That's 1,000 feet away. So tailgates. When they're doing the big stadium tour, we'll throw the after party. When all the athletes are going there before the game or after the game, the away teams could be staying here. Wow. So it is literally so close to the proximity of State Farm Arena. And really those partnerships are just beginning, but it's really going to allow some out of the box thinking on how we create the whole city to be almost that entertainment destination within
And
the
you
state.
said they're opening a casino very close to the venue. Is that correct?
Yep. So it opened just maybe 2 years ago. It's the latest casino to open. Desert Diamond Casino is about a mile north of us. So really, if you look at the Vi Resort and the casino, those are the two bookends of the entertainment district. But a lot of good people are running that casino floor. So there's still going to be some casino floor action where the partnerships and strategies can really get creative on that.
Now that you're there, are you seeing other developers trying to find space right where you are and trying to kind of do what you're doing?
Well, yes. I almost shot myself in the foot, because even just expanding our operations team, we need a bigger office. So I call up the local office broker, and they said, well, ever since you broke ground, we're not doing 12-month leases. We're doing 5 years, and rates also increased by another 30%. So I'm like, oh, come on. But you know what? It is so impactful, not only for the city, but for the entire state. What we're trying to do is really creating that new category within the state of Arizona. But I think we're looking big. This is a new category in hospitality.
Yeah, Grant, I mean, you've got 1,100 rooms, so for sure other hoteliers are going to come in and build around you. And this is kind of like the Disneyland effect, you know. Walt put that park in 1955 in Anaheim in the middle of these orange groves, but didn't think to buy all the land around it. And then as soon as it proved successful, all of the land went, and it all became, you know, stuff that fed into the neighborhood. So I like your approach, though, is you want that to happen. You want 100%. The entire neighborhood to blossom and this be the centerpiece. I love that.
My grandfather taught me this a long time ago. He always said, Grant, high tides rise all ships. Mm-hmm. So again, when the entire city around you can be basically speaking your same message and really co-boosting each other and co-partnerships and everything else, that's awesome. Like that's all I want. And I really think that us really kind of developing in the location, it couldn't be a better fit for the resort.
Yeah.
When I took over that resort in Florida, the first thing I read was Walt Disney's book. And the first sentence in the book said, don't build anything for children, build them for adults, and the children will follow. And that's exactly what you're doing.
There you go. Yeah. There you go.
This is pretty awesome. So, all right. So let's just take a look at the retail real quick. Tell us a little bit about the retail component before.
Our entire resort is about a 12-minute walk throughout. So public day guests can go in, they can dine at any of the restaurants, shop at any of our stores. Great. We have about 80,000 square feet of retail space. Our brokers are out of New York, Las Vegas, and Los Angeles. So almost a three-headed approach, but really bringing in tenants that may not be in the Arizona market currently, that you only can go online or have to go to a destination to shop. So really curating that retail discovery experience. And then also partnering with a lot of boutiques where they may have one store in Arizona, but really wanting to expand on that. So supporting the local community as well. But it's really going to be there's something different around the corner, really having that casino floor mentality. You want the foot traffic, you want everyone to experience it all, and you can't do it all in one day. So it's really exciting.
Great. Anthony, any more questions for our friend Grant over here?
What is outside what you said about your grandfather, what is the greatest lesson or quote you've heard from your mentor, whoever your mentor is?
Leaders cast large shadows and never ask anyone to do something that you're not willing to do yourself. Never be afraid to ask for help. Again, I'm young to be doing this, but I have a crazy team of experience of operators throughout the nation in hospitality. So I'm always the first one in the room. Hey guys, I don't know the answer. Let's create it. Maybe an answer doesn't currently exist with this type of resort. So being humble, never being too full of yourself, but I know I just gave you about 4 things, but I learned a lot from him as well as my father.
No, and listening to you through this whole interview, I got that from you, and I was just like, because the first thing goes, this young man is going to have his hands full, but the way you speak and the way you go about your business, you're not the smartest guy in the room, and that's the most important thing you can be when you're leading a team of really bright people. I'm going into a meeting tomorrow, and there's 243 years of experience in that room. I have 10% experience of the 243 years, so I'm going to, I'll maybe teach them one thing, but they'll teach me a lot more than I'll teach them.
Yep, bring a pen and paper and soak it up like a sponge type of thing. And the thing is, guys, really, I mean, with creating this, we know we're going to fail on certain things, but we're going to fail fast. We're going to pivot, and really, the operating team behind this is so nimble, where we can really know exactly what our end goal is, and then how we achieve it and how we kind of go through the motions. We're going to get there. So
did you hire a management company, or you guys are internally managing it?
We're internally managing it. So it's a completely independent, but really the operators have all worked for large flagged hotels, worldwide, truthfully, a lot of Vegas strip hotels where they understand the volumes of traffic that these casinos are experiencing, know how to handle it. So it's honestly a perfect match.
To tie it back into what you were about saying, fail fast, and Las Vegas casinos, whenever a mega resort opens up, you don't know exactly how people are going to force you to use it. It's the same thing in theme parks, right? The customer will tell you how they are going to utilize that resort. Yep. So you don't know all the answers. They 100%. Right? They may want to just have a particular type of foot traffic that might make a concept not work as well, or some other type of variation that you just can't plan for. But I love that you're planning for the plan to fail, so then you can make quick changes. We know a couple of resorts in Las Vegas that have one that opened up a few years ago, and you can see the restaurants changing, and they're refining what's going on.
Yeah, I'm curious to see when the Fontainebleau opens, what's going to happen there, because that's a very unique property for Vegas, and we'll see what happens.
It's 1 month from yesterday, December 13th.
And we still didn't get an invite there, Glenn. I don't know what the hell. I thought we had magical powers, Glenn.
I don't know. This is really hurting me, because I've been to every Las Vegas casino opening in the last 15 years.
And we're the people they call first, and I don't know, Glenn. And we have ins, and we're still not getting calls.
I don't know. Hey, Grant, anything you want to wrap up with before Anthony and I completely go off?
Well, I can promise you 2 VIP tickets for our grand opening. So we already got that. And then again, podcast studio coming soon in 2025 at By Resort. So
listen, that podcast studio at Wynn was insane. And the service was insane. And everything was insane. So that hotels of your caliber, that should be like, building a kitchen, right? Like that should be 100% a very standard thing in a resort like yours. And believe it or not, it's the only one or two in all of Vegas.
Yeah. Yep. And before we let you go, I'll also say the PR companies you're working with, also a great pedigree, have worked with some incredible brands that we all know the names of. Grant, can't wait to come and experience Vi sometime next year.
Well, let's rock and roll. Glenn, Anthony, it's a pleasure being on your show.
Hey, thanks so much. Do me a favor, hang out backstage. We want to catch up with you as soon as we're done. Thanks, Anthony. That was so much fun. So
unbelievable. I can't wait. I love the vibe. I love his energy. Listen, when you have that generational knowledge, and everybody knows how everybody else works, and everybody flows, and like now is not the time. Like they said, they have the best PR, they have the best person coming in to figure out the pools. Now is not the time to try to discount. You got to get the best of the best, because once you open, it's the vibe. Like when you look at the Sphere, they opened right, and now everybody wants to be there, right? So if they open right, they'll be fine. If they open wrong, there's no recovery.
I'll tell you what will help you if you don't feel you can recover. Why not just download our show every single day? Find us wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're listening to us right now, why not watch us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and all shows are housed at NoVacancyNews.com. Remember, everybody, thanks for watching, and you've got one life, so blaze on and
be kind to yourself.
See you guys later.
Are you being kind to yourself?